Hey y'all, and welcome to How to Stay at Home Ec. I'm a little bit late, but I really wanted to wish you guys a happy solstice. Um, the solstice was a couple of days ago. We're still kind of in the loop, but we've just passed it. So I wanted to give you a little bit of love about that today. In American verbiage, that's the first day of summer, and it's a great time to practice thoughtfulness in your space while we're at home. And I guess I wanted to come to you today and wish you a happy solstice. I wanted to come to you today with like a tiny little story and maybe like a little bit of a homework assignment. Okay, so on the solstice, I didn't know really what to do to celebrate it. Normally on the solstices, I really have a great time being around friends or family. The summer solstice is always a kind of a joyous time for me. The winter solstice is right around Christmas, and so that's like one of my favorite times of year. And so I'm sitting at home and I don't know what to do. And I'm like, you know what? The most thoughtful thing that I can think of right now is just to take my life one step at a time, one moment at a time, one breath at a time. I think that one of the most important parts about the solstice is that we really kind of ground into ourselves and that we allow whatever we can do in the moment to be enough. And so I think, Jeremy and I had dinner. I went to pull up to pull a bottle of wine for us to drink, and I found one that he had bought specifically for me because it had like a moon on the outside. It was like lapis luna or something like that, and the picture was gorgeous, and the cork, when you take off the wine or the foil on the outside, the top of the cork had like a crescent moon on it, and the new moon was just like on the same day or like the next day or something like that. So it was like the perfect, I felt like it was the beginning of my celebration of the solstice, to be thoughtful about picking something that meant very solstice things to me. And then, so we ate dinner, and, I had a little bit of my glass of wine left, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go and sit outside. We had been watching TV, and I went outside, and in this moment, I sat there and I just went, I am going to stay in this chair until it's dark. And that was how I honored the solstice. I was like, as long as it takes, a lady sun to give in to lady moon or whatever, whatever is going on, as long as it takes for the sun to go down, I'm here for it. And that's what I did. I was playing on my phone. I can't say that I was being particularly thoughtful in, I was playing dragons on my phone. But I stayed, and every once in a while I would look up and I'd see where the sun was, and it was a couple of hours. I just sat out there and I waited until the sun went down. And so being thoughtful is one of my favorite things. That was the best that I could do at that moment. But it felt very heartful and thoughtful to me. And so, that is the way that I like to live. And so I've been thinking a little bit about how I wanted to celebrate, not necessarily the solstice anymore, but to kind of bring some more of that thoughtfulness into my life in a very unassuming sort of way, in a way that's really easy, or that doesn't expect necessarily a lot out of me, where I don't have to prove my worth by what I do, but that I can just do thoughtful things. And so my eyes have been opened a little bit to, today I actually did a walk around the downstairs of our house, and I was looking for like little things that that had moved, or like little like hot spots where things collect. Like I love cloth napkins. I found maybe like 4 or 5 cloth napkins just sitting around because I just carry them around almost like a blankie. Like I will get done eating and I'll just carry it around, and then at some point, like I'll sit down on the couch and I will lay it down. And so I, picked up all the napkins and I put them in the laundry bin. And so I was being very thoughtful today, and I went into my bedroom and I looked at my side of the bed, and this is what I saw. Like, I haven't been sleeping well for the last couple of days, you guys. This is what I saw. This was sitting on my nightstand. I did this. I took this, and it doesn't matter what magazine it is. I took this magazine, and I was like, oh, I need to know more about the coronavirus. I'll bring it, and I'll read it before I go to bed. And now, this was a couple of weeks ago. I read it, like half of it, probably a couple of weeks ago, and then just set it on my nightstand and didn't think about it afterwards. Well, today I walked up to my bed, the place where I sleep, where I close my eyes to rest, where I release the day. And that's what I saw. It was that big red photo with white letters and, the little virus tongs and I was just like, oh my goodness, like that sort of, I pride myself on trying to be thoughtful, but we all kind of lose that a little bit, especially during times like this when information is just so valuable, and, we're all trying to be responsible. We're all trying to be the best humans that we can be, and it can be really difficult to try to let some of that go. So my homework assignment for you guys is to spend a moment looking at your space. The space where you go to bed, the space around where you sleep. Before you sleep tonight, look at the space where you sleep. Is your bed made? Are you crawling into a bed where you can lift up and fold over the covers and then fold it back, snuggie your little feet in and fold it back over if that's the way that you sleep? What is next to you? Is there a nightstand? If there's a nightstand, what's on the nightstand? Is it something that makes you feel sleepy or relaxed? I thought enough a couple of days ago to take a couple of pieces from a small bouquet of flowers that I have purchased and put a couple of flowers in a vase on my nightstand next to this. Like, this was sitting next to a vase of flowers, you guys. So it's like, people talk a lot about screen time before you go to bed. I personally, and I know it's not necessarily healthy, but I personally sometimes need screen time to, and I don't know if it's like need, but like screen time gets me out of my head a little bit in the same way that reading does. So right now I'm trying to read a little bit more. I'm reading a book called Entertaining is Fun that was written, I think, in the 50s. And so it's a really fun book to read. It's about entertaining in the 50s, and some of it has carried through and some of it hasn't. And it's just, part of it is comical, but it's also like my favorite kind of reading about entertaining. But I digress. Look at your sleeping space. What does it make you feel? What is on your nightstand? Is there something that you can do to this place, the space where you sleep, to honor your need to, as the solstice was the longest day of the year, get out of the sun for a moment, to pull yourself away from the sun's energy as it's staying so long into the day, and to be able to release yourself into darkness? Does your sleeping space bring you there? Does it aid you in finding rest? Is there something that you can do to your space to allow yourself to rest that much more? So that's my assignment to you guys today. I hope that you will do it, even if it's just the tiniest thing. Like I said, maybe it's you clean off your side table if you have a side table. Not only, and here's the thing, if you really feel up to it, not just what's on your side table, but what's in your side table. Sometimes we just throw a lot of junk in the drawers of our nightstands. What's in there? Is any of it useful? If it's not, throw it out. Get rid of it. If it's not about sleeping or it doesn't help you sleep, if it's not a face mask, a gorgeous smelling lotion, maybe there's a stuffed animal in there. Maybe your vibrator's in there. Maybe you've got books in there. Maybe you've got, I don't know, an extra pair of cozy socks or like a mug or something like in those drawers. If you want to carry those things in those drawers, a candle, I don't know. If you want to put those things in those drawers, that's fine. But if it's like other weird stuff, get it out because it's not adding to your restful space. And right now, with the energy being as high as it is for as long as it is, and I love the light and I love the sun, so don't get me wrong. It is my favorite to see the sun for so long. But we've got to be able to get out of it. We've got to be able to pull ourselves out of the sun and release ourselves into darkness so that we can rest, truly rest. And I hope that for you today. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that you just take a little bit of love on this assignment and give yourself the attention that you deserve. And I'll see you on the next episode of How to Stay a Home Ec.